Today I'm going to be showing you how to use your phone. We're going to look at how to shoot and how not to shoot. What looks cool and what looks basic. I thought I wasn't recording. The first tip is change your perspective and think differently. First example I'm going to give you is that thing that looks nice and I don't know what it is, but I like it. So ideally this is how people would sort of shoot this. It'll be like, oh yeah, look at that, so nice. Or if they're gonna take a picture, they're just gonna be like pow, 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 pow. Okay, so this is what not to do. And this is what you could do. You could consider finding something that you can use as foreground to reveal the subject of your shot. For me, it was this flower pot, and I was just using that to reveal my subject. But also notice that I'm actually getting more out of the shot. I'm getting the sky and I'm getting the big trees at the back. Remember, at the end of the day, it's about creating an appealing image that can be different to the eye and attractive for your viewers. Okay, so next tip is get yourself a tripod or something that you can use to stabilize your phone. This is a selfie stick that I've had for years. I mean, it's now, yeah, it's broken. Get yourself a tripod. You can get really cheap ones today, but don't get the really cheap ones because, yeah, they're cheap, ne? They're very cheap. They'll show you that they are very cheap. That helps you to take a further step in your videos so that you can shoot videos that are not shaky and then you can have steady footage and all of that. Yeah, just get yourself a tripod. You won't regret it. This one is a good one. It's a Joe B tripod and this is not sponsored. Next tip, if you're using your phone, I mean, if you're using any camera, to be honest, and you're recording yourself, what you want to do is you want to, whether you're using the front camera or the back camera, you want to look into the lens. So you want to look here if you're going to use your back camera. And if you're using your front camera, for me, it's there where the front camera is. You want to look into that because that will give whoever is going to view your videos later a sense of interaction. Because if you're looking at the screen, people won't really engage with you because they feel like you are distracted or you're looking at something else and you're not actually talking to them. So I'm actually going to do a trial. Right now, I am looking at the screen and then now I'm going to look at the camera. So now I'm looking at the camera and now I'm looking at the screen. Looking at the camera, looking at the screen. Whoa, where's the light gone? My gosh. Okay, so I didn't notice this, but the light was really going. Like, it's getting dark and the sun is setting and it's getting a bit cold. I don't know why. Let's take this inside. Okay, so the next tip is use the correct orientation for the correct destination. If you're recording for Instagram, use portrait mode. Record like this. If you're recording for YouTube, use landscape mode. Record like this. Because what I've seen is people will record in landscape and then they'll post their videos on IGTV or on WhatsApp stories. And there are these massive black bars at the top and the bottom. I mean, it works, but those platforms are mainly made for content that was recorded in portrait mode. And what you want to do is make use of that kind of orientation. And another thing is I've also seen people record in portrait mode, then they post their videos on YouTube, which is also primarily made for landscape. Then you've got these massive black bars on each side, which doesn't really look great. Another tip is experiment with your phone. I'm not so sure what phone you're using, but a lot of phones these days actually have manual settings. For example, with my phone, I actually have the option to go into manual mode. They call it the Pro mode on this phone. So it could be different with your phone, but just experiment, play around with the camera app, see what options you have. You can play around with the light settings. There are different settings that, affect light. There's ISO, there's aperture, there is shutter speed, and then you can change things like white balance. Some phones these days actually come with 2 or 3 or more cameras. So see what you can do with that. You can play around with the wider angles and have a little fun, you know what I'm talking about. So those are some few tips. I hope those will help you to change a little bit on how you shoot your content with your phone. And if they're helpful, hey, give this video a thumbs up and please do leave a comment. And if you haven't subscribed, do it. Also check out my Instagram and you can actually send me a direct message there and I will make sure that I reply. I hope I didn't leave out anything, but apart from that, until next time.